What's going on, guys? HK Titan here with a brand new video for you guys. But first things first, as always, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get the Vengeful Sun-God and the Vengeful Adora in Bloons Tower Defense 6. So the first and most important part of getting the Vengeful Sun-God in Bloons Tower Defense 6 is, of course, you need to have the monkey knowledge there can be only one. That, of course, is located under the magic knowledge tree right here in the bottom left hand corner. As you guys can see, you need this monkey knowledge point in order to actually summon the Vengeful Sun-God. So now that I went ahead and covered that, the next thing that we're going to be doing is we are going to be jumping into a map. Now, it really doesn't matter which map you guys choose. I generally try to go more towards Cubism whenever I'm doing the Vengeful Sun-God or going for a super high round, because there is a lot of room to place banks. Plus, you're able to get the Vengeful Sun-God at a earlier round. Next thing is which mode that you guys would like to choose. I generally do it on easy mode because all the towers are much cheaper and you guys can afford a lot more things a lot earlier than if you guys are playing on hard mode or impossible mode or anything crazy like that. So now the first thing that we need to do is, of course, we just need to get a base defense down. So if you guys are playing on easy mode, then the Ninja Monkey is more than enough to hold you guys off until roughly, I believe, around round 58 or round 59. That's when he starts to struggle. Of course, we're going to be going for the Ninja Monkey. We're going to be pairing him with the Alchemist, and then we'll probably end up throwing a Monkey Village on top of it as well. But the most important part is that we're going to be using the Ninja Monkey in the late game to actually sell or sacrifice to the Vengeful Sun-God. But anyways, guys, there's not much that we really need to cover in the early game. It really doesn't matter when you place down your Adora, because no matter what, we will have her max level before we get to the Vengeful Sun-God. So what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be buying my Ninja Monkey all the way up to Bloon Jitsu with Seeking Shurikens. I'm going to be getting the Alchemist upgrade to a 402, and then I'm going to be placing down my Adora, and then I'm going to just farm for probably a solid 60 rounds. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do a fast forward bit and show you guys exactly the process that I'm going to be going through. Alright guys, now we are officially on round 34. So now that we have our base defense set up that will carry us for quite a few rounds, the next thing that we are instantly going to start doing is we are going to start farming and collecting up a bunch of money. Now we won't really need to worry too much about our defense, because of course we have the Bloon Jitsu paired with the Adora, and of course we have the Alchemist there as well, and this strategy by itself can carry us for quite a few rounds. Now, one thing that I'm going to do that you guys can kind of choose for yourself if you want to do it or not, but I will be using the farmers because I'm just a little bit lazy when it comes to doing this, and we will be getting quite a few banana farms. So just to make things a little bit easier on myself, I usually use a banana farmer whenever I do this type of stuff, because it makes things a lot easier and you really don't need to worry about like swiping your fingers or managing your mouses. Now, as far as which farms I'm going to be going with to actually farm up for the Vengeful Sun-God. Now, I know the monkey banks make a lot of money, especially if you're doing all the investments, but when it comes down to like managing all the monkey banks and stuff like that, it just gets to be a little bit of a pain. So generally what I like to do is I just like to go for the banana plantations. They are a little bit more pricier, but when it comes down to it, it's a lot easier, especially if you're using the banana farmers, in order to actually make all of the money. So now that I went ahead and covered that, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be placing down a bunch of these banana farms, and I'll probably end up seeing you guys around round 58 or round 59 when we're going to be upgrading our Ninja Monkey to the Grandmaster Ninja. So again, guys, sit back, relax, and I'll see you guys as soon as we get to around 58 or 59. Alright guys, here we are on round 59, and as you guys can see, we can now afford to buy our Grandmaster Ninja, which means that we're going to be good all the way up until round 80 plus. So now that we have our Grandmaster Ninja, there's not really much else that we need to do other than just get a bunch of banana plantations down. We're also going to be upgrading one of our banana farms up to the banana central, because of course the banana central is going to end up making a bunch of money. So now, like I said, we're not going to be doing any or much else besides upgrading all of these farms up to the banana research facilities. We're going to be buying a banana central, and then we're going to be placing down quite a few more banana farms. That way we really don't need to worry too much about getting money and being able to afford the Vengeful Sun-God, as well as all of the other towers that we actually need to afford. So now that I went ahead and covered that, guys, we're going to go ahead and do another little bit of a fast forward bit. So one more time, guys, sit back, relax, and I'll see you guys here in just a couple of minutes. Alright guys, here we are on round 85, and as you guys can see, we have a hefty chunk of change, so now we can start working towards getting our Vengeful Sun-God. So the first thing that we want to do is we need to make sure that we have $50,000 worth of magic towers, primary towers, as well as military towers. Now you guys can use support towers to sacrifice, but what I found is that it's actually better to use the primary towers, the magic towers, and of course the military towers, because it ends up making your Vengeful Sun-God a little bit stronger. Now the support towers do add a little bit of a buff for your Vengeful Sun-God to where he will buff the towers around him, but when it comes down to it, since the Vengeful Sun-God is going to be your primary popping power, especially when you start getting super late game, I think it's a little bit better to actually buff your Vengeful Sun-God opposed to buffing the other towers around it. So now that I went ahead and covered that, let's go ahead and check and see how much money we actually spent on our Ninja Monkey. And if I remember correctly, it was roughly around $29,000 to upgrade to the tier 5. Pair that with the Alchemist. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to end up upgrading our Alchemist to the Perma-Brew to increase our Ninja Monkey's popping power and make sure that we're over that 50,000 cap when we're sacrificing to the Sun Temple. So now that we went ahead and covered our magic towers, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over up here to the primary towers, and then we're going to be looking at which tower is going to cost around $50,000. And right away, the first tower that comes to mind is the Moab Domination. So that is going to be our primary tower that we're going to be sacrificing. So let's go ahead and upgrade to the Moab Domination, give him improved ranks, and then glaives to go ahead and give him a little bit more popping power, making sure that we're able to actually make it to when we can afford the Vengeful Sun-God. Alright, now that we have magic towers and primary towers taken care of, the next thing that we're going to look at is, of course, going to be the military towers. Now, the first military tower that comes to mind is, of course, the Apache Prime, but because I'm playing on easy mode, the Apache Prime will not work. So the next tower that I'm going to look at is the Dartland Gunner, and right away the MAD costs $51,000. So that will be our $50,000 under the military tree that we can go ahead and use, and that way we can go ahead and hit that $50,000 mark. So there we go. Now that we have the MAD, and now we can officially start working towards getting our Sun Temple. So the first thing that we want to make sure is that we do not have any support towers within range of our Super Monkey. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sell this banana farm, and then now come back over here to our Super Monkey, and then we're going to go ahead and upgrade him to the Sun Temple. So right away, you guys will notice that all of our towers are going to disappear. And now, because we did not sacrifice any support towers to the temple, the first thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be buying a monkey village with radar scanner to make sure that our super monkey can hit the camel balloons. On top of that, I'm also going to grab the monkey intelligence bureau with jungle drums and radar scanner. Just make sure that we don't struggle with any other balloons like purple balloons or anything crazy like that, even though I do have the monkey knowledge that allows the sun avatar to actually pop purple balloons. Now, as far as I know, the Sun Temple may be able to pop purples, but at the same time, I'm not exactly sure. So just to be safe, that's why I went ahead and upgraded to the MIB. So now that we are this far along, the next thing that we need to do is we need to re-sacrifice $50,000 from each of the tiers again. So what that means is that we need to come back up here to the top and check out our Moab domination. We need to rebuy him because he's going to be our primary towers that we're going to be sacrificing. And there we go. So now that we have the Moab domination, again, we're going to come down here, sacrifice the MAD to the tower just like we just did. So let's go ahead and come up here, upgrade him all the way up to the MAD. As you can see, 51,000. So there is our 50,000 covered for the military towers. Now we're going to come down here to the magic towers. Now we're going to go ahead and grab a permabrew once again, because of course the permabrew ends up being around $51,000 as well. So what that means is now that we have the military towers, the primary towers, and the magic towers covered, the last thing we need to do is we need to do support. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the carpet of spikes and the perma spikes. Unfortunately, both of those are kind of cheap. Let's check out these towers, and it looks like the XXL trap is going to work out just fine. So let's go ahead and grab the XXL trap, upgrade him all the way up to the tier 5, and now we have all of the sacrifices ready for the true sun god. But guys, we are not quite there just yet because, of course, let's just go ahead and keep that. I almost forgot that we can upgrade to knockback and all ultravision to cover the camo balloons. Kind of spaced out there, but I'm sure you guys are probably asked or already knew that. But now the next thing that we need to do is, now that we have the super monkey and all the sacrifices set, now we need to come up here to the top right, making sure that these two super monkeys are out of range of the sun temple, and then we're going to go ahead and upgrade one of them all the way up to the anti-balloon gunner. It really doesn't matter if you give it camo text or anything like that, because they will be sacrificed to the Vengeful Sun-God. Alright, now the last thing that we need to do is we need to save up to buy the Legend of the Night. So let's go ahead and fast forward up until the point where we can afford to buy the Legend of the Night. And then there's one last step that we need to actually take in order to make sure that we have the Vengeful Adora. But guys, we are almost there, and as you guys can see, it is almost round 100. So we're making really good time. So now that we have the Legend of the Night, there's one more thing that we need to do. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a Flying Fortress, and then we're going to come over here to our Adora, who's level 16. I mean, the Flying Fortress may have been a little bit much, but we're going to go ahead and do the blood sacrifice on our Adora to make sure that our Adora is level 20, because in order to get the Vengeful Adora, you guys do need to have Adora be level 20. On top of being level 20, you need to make sure that your Adora is within range of your temple, which our Adora is. So now the last thing that we need to do is we just need to save up until we have $425,000, and then we can go ahead and get the Vengeful Sun-God. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have 16,000. I think if we sell all of our banana farms, we should have enough money to actually be able to afford it. But I'm gonna wait until we hit 300,000 to actually sell all of our banana farms. On top of that, if you guys are playing this by yourself and you guys want to go super late game, you guys do not need to sell any of your towers. I just want to showcase the Vengeful Sun-God and the Vengeful Adora for you guys. Now, it's kind of better to keep all of your monkey farms because it'll allow you to buy other towers to ensure that you guys are able to make it late game. Alright, so there we go. We can almost afford to buy our Vengeful Sun-God. So we're going to go ahead and sell all those towers. We have $556,000. And here we go, guys. We're going to go ahead and sacrifice to the Sun God. And as you guys can see, both of our super monkeys were absorbed. On top of that, as you guys can see, now we have the Vengeful Sun God. On top of that, we also have the Vengeful Adora. But anyways, guys, it was that easy to get the Vengeful Sun-God and the Vengeful Adora. It's really not hard at all. Now, it may take you guys a couple more rounds than it took me, and the reason behind that is, of course, I am level 155, so I have max monkey knowledge. So if it takes you guys a couple more rounds, it's not that big of a deal. Just go ahead and get all of your sacrifices ready, and your sacrifices will actually be able to carry you to the late game. But alright guys, and now that I went ahead and covered that, the one last thing, this is a little bit more of a bonus for you guys. The best power to pair with the Vengeful Sun-God is of course going to be the Bloon Master Alchemist, upgrade to larger potions. And the last thing that you guys would need to do is, of course, you guys would come down here to your Engineer Monkey. Then you would upgrade your Engineer Monkey to Ultra Boost. Then you would Ultra Boost your Vengeful Sun-God all the way up until the Sun God was at the 10 times buff. And then finally, we would pair it with the Monkey Village to increase the buff even more. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope this guide helped you out. If it did, please feel free to hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe as well. I do upload quite a bit of Bloons Tower Defense 6 content. But anyways, guys, you already know what time it is. I hope you guys have the most amazing day of your lives, and I will see you guys in the next one.